everybody. Thank you for joining us for another Loose Mystic show. We have tonight our mugs. We're all mugs. I'm a bloody mug. Taurus. And we've got and Jem. She's waiting for hers from the lovely Suzette, who can't join us tonight because she's in a sweat pit or something. And Hayley's going to be joining us in a moment. When she's done her face. So actually it could be a little while, but really. So what we're going to talk about tonight, guys, we're going to talk about spiritual coincidences and Chiron, but really we need Hayley to talk about Chiron on astrology. And we'll be doing some live readings at the end. Jem, are you going to join in?
I've brought the cards yet, so I'm going to give it a go.
So I'm going to just do a few shares, and then do you guys want to start off? Jem, you've got a fabulous story. How come you two are really close? I'm like really far away. Do I need to come in a bit closer?
Yeah.
If you want to talk about your spiritual coincidences, and then I will see if anyone else is joining us. We're there.
Okay. Well, so my spiritual coincidence then was how I came to the Mystic River Lounge. Starts from there. So I've been in admin for 10 years and then decided to have a complete career change. And originally I was going to set up Ocean Dunes Therapy as a mobile therapist, so go to people's houses. And I thought, I've got to get my business name out there somehow. So I'm going to go to the networking meeting that was being held at the Mystic River Lounge. And all throughout the meeting, Kate was like, oh, I'm too busy. I can't do that. I'm too busy here. I can't do that. I just get so busy in the capital. We just don't have time to do it. So when I went home, I thought, I'm going to need a part-time job to build whilst I build up my business. And I'm going to reach out to Kate to see if she'll let me work in the lounge part and making coffee and stuff whilst I build up my business from home. So I reached out and she said she doesn't have anything yet because her and Colin at the time were absolutely fine doing it themselves. They didn't need me. And then it wasn't even like, it was probably like the next day, wasn't it? Colin got a full-time job to go somewhere else, earn more money, obviously. And Kate said, do you want to come and help me out with the lounge? In return, I'll help you build your business from here. So that's how that happened. And you couldn't have written that. That's such a coincidence that all of a sudden that position, that opportunity became available. So it's one of my favorite stories. It gives me goosebumps every time I talk about it. And then fast forward to this year. So at the beginning of...
And don't forget, you weren't into spiritual things. At that time, you were kind of like a tiny little interest. You weren't massively...
So I've always been interested in it, but never really explored it at all, really, until I joined the lounge and I started to learn more and I started to love watching Kate work, and I just loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Your dog popped up.
I just absolutely loved it. So I then wanted to take part in Kate's tarot course. So I brought myself a brand new pack of Rider-Waite cards to practice with when we were doing it. And then we couldn't finish it because lockdown happened. And I did what probably almost everyone did and had a massive clear out. And there was this one chest of drawers that I haven't looked at for a good few years. You know, it's just one of them dumping grounds that you just chuck everything in to make the room look neat. But if you open it up, it's like a Monica cupboard if you've watched Friends, and she's got that messy cupboard behind the door. So I cleared that out for the first time in God knows how long. And right at the back was this pack of old Rider-Waite cards that I don't know how got there. I can't remember purchasing them. I can't remember having them in my possession. So I sent you a picture, didn't I, Kate? I was like, can you believe this? It's been my destiny all along that I should be doing something to do with your tarot. And so I couldn't believe it. I had 2 packs of tarot within the space of 2 months. And I didn't need to buy my own pack if I just cleared out that cupboard beforehand, but I never knew. So at some point they came into my life. Does that make sense? Ready to
be a mystic.
Ready to become a proper mystic.
I've got loads of coincidences, loads. We'll just say a few hellos. Hello. Hi, Helen. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Sue. Hi, Pauline. Good evening, Donna. Hi, Amanda. Donna, I think I'm an empath as I can read people's feelings and I know when the truth isn't being told and what people are thinking. An empath for me is more, would be like empathizing with their feelings. So if you know when the truth isn't being told, always Hayley, if you know what the truth is, that the truth isn't being told when with what people are thinking, that's more psychic to me. That would be more psychic. And
empaths feel the pain, don't they? Empaths feel people's pain. They feel their emotions.
Jem's an empath, aren't you, Jem?
I was crying yesterday because I was upset for someone else.
About the pain. So I think it's probably a bit psychic, Donna, more, and an empath there. Hey, so all you missed is Jem's story on how her coincidence. So that's what we really spoke about and said a few hellos to everyone. So guys, those that are just joining us, hello. We'll be doing some live readings. Hi, Di. We'll be doing some live readings throughout the show. Hi, Emma. So thank you all for joining us. And this is a chat show, and we do it every other Thursday. So we're asking you to participate. Evening, Rachel. So if you've got a question or if you want to share your spiritual coincidences or how you got into the spiritual world, pathway, whatever you want to call it, then let us know, because we like an interaction. But we're also going to talk about Chiron. I wanted Hayley to come in for that. So we'll get the coincidences out of the way, and then we'll talk about Chiron, because Hayley knows much more astrology than I do. Pardon?
Not that much on that one. That's our one.
Wow. Between us, we're muddled through between us. So, Mand, how did you had any coincidences? How did you get into it all?
Through you. The only weird thing that happened to me was, like I told you, years and years ago, I bought a set of rune stones, but I didn't know anybody at all in the spiritual world. I didn't know any card readers, nothing, but I was drawn to them and still am, but I just keep not doing anything about it, sort of thing, which is a bit weird. But
procrastinating.
Yeah, I like the symbols. I like the little squiggles.
You have to learn. I like the runes. Hey, I mean, you share your story.
I don't feel like I've got a story a little bit. It's one of those hard things, because I think it's been like just a path. Normal. People have religions and what have you. And for me, it's just my life. It's what I believe. It's just part, and it changes and it conforms all the time. And I've sort of gone in and out of different sort of things, but actually it's just the way you live. It's just who you are.
Don't you think it's weird how you and I met when we were like 8, and then your mum was blonde, my mum was red. Obviously, I'm blonde, you're red. I was natural back then. And both our mums were hairdressers. Our dads met in the bookies. Our dads met in the bookies before we knew each other. And we both had that spiritual interest right from 8, 9. Yeah. And then now we're working opposite each other. I think that's bizarre. And when we had our astrology charts done, there was a past life connection there with us, wasn't there?
Yeah, you can feel it. Like, I think it's to do with, and that's it. And you definitely feel it. And there's definitely, I think it's about trusting your path. I feel like whenever I go wrong is when I don't trust my instincts. So you can feel it, and then you give it benefit. My instincts always get through right.
Yeah.
If you trust your instincts and be kind, I think we get wrapped up a little bit, for me, and this is where I look at it, is wrapped up in the word spiritualism sometimes. Like, actually, not isn't what makes you kind. Being kind, what makes you kind. You know, you can get all types of people doing.
Can't hear you too much, hey?
Yeah.
You know, I think it's the spiritual side of things for me. Sometimes I struggle with a little bit, because it's people think because they're spiritual that allows them to not be kind.
Yeah.
To be kindness to me is the most spiritual thing. If you treat someone kindly, what you want to be treated like, just because you're doing a tarot deck or giving like mediumship, if you're not doing that in a kind way, I don't think that personally.
Yeah.
I struggle a little bit with that.
Oh, I've just thought one. Do you remember, Kate? And I was questioning and wondering whether or not angels existed, whether they really did. When I was in the car and I was turned the radio station, it went to Angel FM.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Before we go back onto the coincidences, just to go, just say what Hayley's saying. I don't know if I can't remember if we've chatted about it before, but yeah, definitely where you can get people that aren't a medium, but are lovely and what you would class as spiritual. You know, I think probably Princess Diane for me was a spiritual person, but she wasn't. Although I know she actually did have readings, but she may not have been into spiritualism. So I think spiritualism and spiritual are two separate words that get confused a lot of the time. And I think there can be some horrible people there that are really, really good mediums, but they haven't got that spiritual essence inside them, I think. But they can still give a message there, but it doesn't make them a spiritual person. It makes them a medium. Right. Yeah. That's what I think there. Donna, I also I go on my gut instinct, and 9 out of 10 times I'm right. Yeah. Your gut in Amy, good evening. Your gut instinct. Oh, we've got Wendy. We say a few hellos. Wendy, good evening. Amanda, good evening. Your gut instinct, I think, is, I don't know if you get better as you get older. Mine's got stronger as I've got older. Definitely, the signs are there. Definitely. Or whether it's just you're a bit more trusting. I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit more
life skills.
I think I was fortunate with having like a parent that was into it and what have you. So from a very young age, I was taught to trust my gut. I was never taught to doubt it. Maybe, you know, I was taught that to go by that. I was taught if something feels wrong, it's probably going to be wrong, and if it's right, if it feels right, go on and do it. I find the only time where sometimes it struggles, if say I'm a bit anxious and I'm nervous, sometimes you just got to check which is which. Sometimes your fear is different. You've got to every now and then check it out whether am I scared, or shouldn't I be doing it? So sometimes that's when sometimes I have to breathe into it, because those, especially when I was younger, I'd maybe get them confused. So my fear would be stopping me, and I'd be thinking it's my gut. It's not. It's anxiety. And I think there's a similar sort of feeling sometimes, and I think it's working that out as you get older. I'm getting younger anyway, I've decided.
I'm confused about what you mean by coincidences, because I'm thinking that you just mean that things that happen.
Yeah, we drifted off stuff.
Sorry, I was thinking,
I could see your face.
I could be a bit dumb. I was thinking, hey,
I could see the clocks going.
We got distracted there. So coincidences, I mean, there's like, honestly, I could literally write a book. I've got so many. I think the earliest one, I think, is Hayley and I were about 15, and we hadn't really been, I didn't have a phone back then, and you'd gone to a different senior school. So we were in touch, but not massively. And then Hayley said, do you want to come to this party? Bring your boyfriend. So I said, yeah, okay. So I took my boyfriend, and my boyfriend at the time went to a different school as well, and then what we did. And when I rocked up with him, he turned out to be the best friend of Hayley's boyfriend, but we had no idea on that. So that was probably one of the weirdest coincidences, and I think that's what cemented me and Hayley really, really close. And you know, that's when I first started doing a lot of the spiritual work. Do you remember when I worked down the pier, Hay? Do you remember when I
would have thought that was about 17, wasn't it? 16, 17?
16-ish, yeah. 16-ish, something.
We were still doing stuff together then, so I remember you doing it.
Yeah.
It was before your real party days.
It was before the 90s. Oh, sweet and innocent then. Yeah, sweet and innocent. So I was working down the pier, you guys know this story, and worked for this lovely couple. My uncle got me the job there. He worked at the donut stall, and I worked for this couple doing astrology. And she read my palm and said, you'll go to America to travel and for work, and you'll definitely go abroad and for work and probably live there. And I was like, I'm America, no way, not my bag. And I just thought, nah. And actually, I was quite a home girl then as well. So I couldn't see it, but I was like, oh, that'd be nice, but I couldn't see it. And anyway, 30, what am I now, 45? So 30 years later, it ends up being my partner at the time's parents, mum and stepdad. And they didn't live in the area. I didn't live in the area. And obviously, I then with him went to work in America. And I was like, But I moved to Spain in between all this. I moved to Spain in my 20s. And so 20, yeah, about 27, something like that. I moved to Spain, 26. And I started working out there. And then I thought, oh, that's what she's on about. She's on about that. I remember that medium telling me. But it ended up being, Colin's mum and stepdad. And that to me is so weird, so weird. And the other one, oh God, there's just so many. The other one is when I went to the toddler group. So when Josh was 8 months old, a friend said to me, my daughter doesn't want to go to this toddler group, but would you go with her? And I was a bit stuck up then. I was like, I don't really want to go to these mother and toddler groups. I've got enough friends. I'm not really into all that. But I'll go with her. I'll take her and then I won't go again. So I took her. I loved it. She never went again. I absolutely loved it. Became really good friends with all the people there. And I'm still really good friends with some of them now. And one of the leaders said to me, I was doing therapy work, beauty therapy, said to me, do you want to come along and bring your couch and do all the waxing? That's before health and safety. Do all the waxing and that on the mums while the kids run around. So I did that. Took my flyers and she said, oh, you do Reiki? I do Reiki. And she said, I've got angel cards. I was like, I've got angel cards. And before you knew it, we were doing readings for the mums. And then we were getting booked up once every 4 or 5 months on a Wednesday. Would you come to my house and do our friends and family? And we did it for a couple of years. And that is how I got into doing all this. Well, if I hadn't have agreed to go with that girl that never went back to that toddler meeting, I know I wouldn't have gone on to this. So I was like, it was almost like the universe got me there somehow. And I don't know, I can't even remember the girl's name. She disappeared off the face of the earth. So really, really bizarre. But we had one the other night. I don't know if she's watching actually. It was a lady and I was drawn to her to do my live reading. So I gave her a reading and then she messaged me. I said to her, can you keep in touch? Because I felt, a little bit, I wanted to make sure she was okay. And she said, yeah. And she messaged me. She said, what I don't understand is that in your name, underneath my message, it came up, me, Jem. And I said, well, I don't know. And she said, the thing is, my granddaughter had died. So that's why all the emotion and blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, okay. So I wanted to stay in contact. Anyway, and then she said again, but, I can take everything, but I just don't get that bit, me, Jem. But it was in your name, but you were talking to me at the time. So how could you write it when you're talking to me? And then I said, oh, it's okay. My admin girl, Gemma, she's got my password. So she would have been logged in on me and she was probably telling me that it was me, Jem. And then the woman went, but my granddaughter's name was Jem, spelt the same, and Jem, not Gemma. And I was like, oh my God, if that's not a sign. Oh. And the fact that right underneath her message, and then it was like me, Jem. I love that. I loved it. That's really, that's definitely a sign. So I think we're all probably obviously all connected, all meant to be here. I think the fact that Jem, when you come in the shop, everything fell into place so easy, and the fact that you've managed to build clients so quick, really, and it is, I've worked with girls before doing beauty. And they didn't get anything forever. And then you've got it straight away. Obviously, you put effort in, which they didn't. So that does help. But it's all gone really, really easy. And I think once you're in the right place, once you're in the right pathway, you've got to go through little bumps here and there because obviously that's part of your learning. But actually, I think things can be quite smooth. And when you move obstacles out the way, I think Spirit have been like, right, okay, now everything's calm. It will all get back to.
And I'm very grateful as well. I always do my gratitude in the morning, like thank you so much for whatever I'm thankful for that day or what I have been thankful for in the past. So I think that's got a lot to do with it as well. Is thanking them, letting them know that I'm actually really grateful for the path that I'm on now and stuff.
And also, if you've got that gratitude and you're getting, say you're working with people, I think people pick that. People like humbleness. They like to feel that that you're grateful for them coming to you for their work and things like that. And I think it's all the same energy, isn't it? I think.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
How are you back at your work? Hey, you all settled in now?
Look at me.
I'm
shattered.
Oh,
I think I've spoken to my mum earlier on. It's calming down now, but I think for my career, I think I've had the hardest 2 weeks work-wise.
I can hardly hear you, eh?
Let me get closer. I think I've had the hardest 2 weeks ever work-wise.
Yeah.
It's been really, really challenging, but I am grateful. I'm really happy. My clients have all supported me. They've come back. It's been lots of fun, but it is like all the added stress. But I think now it's going to be the new norm. So we've one in that's waited. They're all sorted, and we'll just get back to the new norm. But I think I'm looking at that video. I think you can tell.
I've seen a lot of hairdressers posts, and at the end of last week or Saturday, they were like knackered. A lot of their posts is like fun, absolutely.
All of their before and after pictures are amazing. The transformation that they're doing is like, whoa.
That's how bad I am. I was so busy that in the end, I think we've got minimal photos. I just got on and done the work. I've got very few. Some that I've got are really good, but I'm just cracking on, getting on with it.
Yeah.
Do it. Well, also because of obviously the situation I was in, I've got minimal stuff, so I haven't really got time, and you just got to get on, haven't you?
Yeah.
So I said I have a chance, which I'm a bit disappointed with, but
it is nice to get back to whatever normal is. It is nice to get into a routine, and like this weekend, one of the churches I go to is back open, so I'm going there Sunday, straight there. So just to think, like right now, I can go back to the cinema, I can go back out for dinner, I can go back out and do stuff rather than being indoors all the time. Is nice. I think it's like things feel like they're just opening back up again, which is what we need there. So
going back to coincidences, me and Mandy have one together. So I used to work at Brittany Ferries, and I left there before I started all my admin journey. And my friend that I used to work with left shortly after and started working with Mandy, but I didn't know Mandy at the time. And I got a text from her, and she said, one of my colleagues is trying to arrange a mind, body and spirit fair. Would you like me to connect you to each other to have a stall? And this was around about 4 or 5 years ago. She said, anyway, fast forward to now when I've met you and we went on our Christmas do, and I posted a picture of me, UK and Mandy on Instagram, and she messaged me and she said, I tried to connect you with Mandy 4 years ago. It was Mandy arranging the Body and Spirit Fair, and my mind was blown because at the time me and Mandy were working the Mondays in the shop, and I was like, I work with Mandy now, like in the spiritual shop. It's crazy. She's like, I tried to connect you. So at some point, our paths were meant to cross at some point.
What's that thing? 6 degrees of separation. Everybody knows somebody. Somebody's because everybody's linked, isn't they, or something in some way of that. I don't know about spiritual coincidences, but I know that every time I eat a cake, I put on weight. Is that a coincidence? What's going on?
I think that's more fact. I think that's more of a fact.
Yeah.
I did some healing. I think I've said this before as well. I did some healing with someone once in my room, and before you do a treatment, you obviously clean everywhere. He wasn't a massive believer in angels, and we were talking about angels throughout his treatment. And afterwards, when he stepped off the couch, there was a white feather on the floor. We've been talking about his mum who'd recently passed, and he said to me, "Oh, you're going to tell me now that wasn't there before I got on the couch?" I was like, it definitely wasn't, because I would have seen it because I cleaned it all, but you would have seen it getting onto the couch. It was in that such obvious place. And I love like the feathers. I love the coins, the random coins. There's so many little symbols and messages that you just, I love it. I love it. Pauline's asked, what's the difference between the medium and a clairvoyant? Not much. Clairvoyant.
One's hard to spell.
Clairvoyant is people quite often call themselves clairvoyant if they want to do more psychic work. So if their clairvoyant is seeing, really. So you could go to a clairvoyant demonstration and it might be a bit more psychic. It might be what they're seeing. Whereas a mediumship demonstration would be the real evidence of the spirit. I've got your gran here. She died at 83. She lived at Woodcock Crescent and she had Alzheimer's. That's mediumship. Clairvoyance might be, I can see that they're showing me that you're going to be moving house in a few weeks. So it's still linked with the mediumship there, but it's a terminology, it's one of the clairs. So you've got clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairaudience, clairgustance, clairsentient, all different clairs. They're faculties that you use during mediumship or psychic readings, because you can use your clairvoyance within psychic as well. So it's just a different faculty. But some people would say they're doing a clairvoyant evening, so that they don't feel the pressure of doing a full hardcore demonstration of mediumship. But it's all really interlinked there. A couple of people have asked about some readings. So we will be doing readings, but this is our Loose Mystic show. So it's about interaction. So we ask guys to interact with us. And those that do interact with us, then at the end or whenever we're going to be doing the readings, we pull those people that have interacted. So, and obviously at the bottom there, you've got please like and share the page. Let us know so you can be in a chance for the reading. But it is a chat show. This isn't just about readings tonight. It's our Loose Mystics show. We're on Instagram, obviously, as well. Shelley, I love white feathers, white butterflies all the time. Yeah, bees are a big thing for me as well. They're quite symbolic. Me.
It's funny as well. When I see a white butterfly, I feel different than a coloured butterfly.
Yeah, same.
White butterflies is like when I need a bit of peace. It's like they come for,
Yeah.
When I need some peace, and somebody it feels like spirit saying to me, "Give myself some peace." And then I'll have different ideas for coloured ones, and different coloured butterflies have slightly different meanings.
Yeah.
Same.
And I think when you're in tune, you get a feeling of what does that mean, and you get a feeling with it. But I've got coins. Different coins mean different things. So 1p means certain thing. 5p's, they're quite special to me. 5p's, and they will turn up, but they have different meanings, all of them. And whatever the meaning is connected to it, I'm not going to share that meaning because that's my thing. But it will come about without a doubt. It will come about. So I love it.
Robins. When you see a robin, it's one, isn't it?
Yeah,
robins.
We had a big coincidence actually. I'll pull it. Going back, we'll talk about spirit. My father-in-law, it's an unusual one, but we absolutely relate squirrels to him. Well, it was his anniversary of his death about 2 weeks ago. My sister-in-law had a squirrel in her garden. In her garden. Well, Damien and I.
That's another show.
When we were on our caravan weekend, there was a squirrel in our garden, and a squirrel went past Mark's path. And when we read the energy of the squirrel, it's very much then.
Wow.
Nuts.
But we related that to them before he even died. Yeah, he was nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when you
nuts.
when you relate something to someone before they pass and then you're seeing it, I think that part of it is you're more open to it. But I do think that that you're definitely much more aware of it if you have something before somebody passes. There, I wish that my nan, I had the boys named before my nan died, so she knew I was well on this pathway. But I wish that they were still around now so they could see how much it's really grown. They were right there at the very, very, Ollie was a baby. They were right there at the beginning. In fact, Ollie weren't even born, so it was when Josh was a baby. So right at the beginning of the journey, 14 years ago. But I've got lots and lots of signs, and I love feeling them as well. I love feeling just got my hands around and the gramps is around. It's nice. It's nice. All right. I'm just seeing if anybody else is there. Shelley said 5p, and Helios, who's called Bass. Hello. So we're just going to talk about Chiron now. Let's get on to astrology. If anybody wants to ask any questions on, I don't know, anything really, anything spiritual, mystical, anything, pop your questions up. We're happy to have an answer. And I say we, I say me, because it's normally me that talks, and I just totally forget that everyone else is there. Push me out the way. Push me out the way. But yeah. So has anyone been feeling like big shifts around them? And so Chiron for me, how you would go in a minute. Chiron for me is, and this is just what I've been reading up on it. Hold on, let me get a banner up. Is the wounded ruler, the wounded healer, the wounded healer. And it's what I've read about. I want to say him, but what I've read about, is it a planet, star? Is
it's a Minotaur, wasn't it? Chiron was a Minotaur that was injured and it never healed. He always felt the pain.
Well, I've read that he connects to Anubis, the Egyptian god, and basically was left as a child. His mum left him as a child, so he had to fend for himself. So there was the wound of that. But throughout that journey of fending for himself, he learned all his lessons. So the wounded healer, now it's in Chiron's in retrograde, it brings up things that you've suppressed for emotional things, relationship things that you've not dealt with. So it gives it, because it's retrograde, it gives it a second chance. So it's coming back up to heal those wounds, to bring them to surface. So think about being truthful to yourself. So things that you might have been buried yourself, particularly in relationships, it's giving you a chance to release that and to heal it and to accept, do you know what, maybe I wasn't quite honest there or truthful there. So my feel, is that right? Hey, what would you say?
That's my impression of it. It would maybe how I'm feeling. Say it might even be, say it's the wounded healer. So say it might be someone. This is using really simple, that was bullied at school, and it's caused them maybe trauma at life. It might be the person then that really excels working with children with problems. So where they've wounded, they then flourish. So they may go to children that are bullied and really flourish with children like that, or even adults that flourish in that group setting through being bullied at school. Or if, say, you might have had issues with a parent, say with it depends where Chiron is in your chart, you'd see. So, but things could be coming up. So how I'm feeling at the moment, you will maybe really be feeling those wounds. So all those old wounds are now coming to the surface. It's like a time of, I was speaking earlier on with my mum, it's like a time of clearing. So what you've not looked at before is coming up. So all our issues that we're trying to pretend is okay or what have you, but our wounds, we may all be feeling really vulnerable to those wounds, a bit sore at the moment. And my belief is because it's going near Mars at the moment, we might be having to be careful of bad words, maybe people speaking out of turn, speaking in anger, fast cars that could cause damage. So it might be a time to, look up. We really need to be looking after ourselves because people are not quite grounded at the moment. We're all in our, we've all got these wounds. It's not just us, it's everyone will be going through this at the moment in their own way, depending where their house is. And all we can do is look after ourselves.
I don't know what house mine's in.
It's your moon.
I'll have to look at my chart.
I'll have a look, but it will be definitely looking at your wounds. The positive is once we've got through it, it's clear. So once we've got through it, it's a bit like, I'll think of it a bit like the tower. Yes, it feels difficult and it feels challenging, but it's stuff that needed to be looked at and it needs to be gone. So it's like flourishes, and you will do really well at the end of it. So if you've had a hard time, or say there was an argument with the family and it's absolute rubbish for a little while, but your relationship after that will be better. It'll either be gone because it was rubbish and it shouldn't be anymore, or it will be better for it. So whichever, that's been my feeling of it.
Yeah.
But it is a time just to look after ourselves and know it's something we're all going through. You're not on your own with it.
So it went retrograde on Saturday, and it's there until the 15th of December, I believe. So we've got 6 months to deal with our shit, basically. But I have to say, on a personal level, that my feelings of things that I can feel my own truth coming out that I buried. and it feels so much lighter. I just feel like it's like, yeah, that's not going to be acceptable anymore. And I didn't allow that to be acceptable because I was burying something within myself, but now I'm not. So it just feels lighter. Feels like
finding a new way, because if that didn't, because you're healing, it's time to heal. I'm definitely having to learn to communicate differently sometimes. How I communicate for me is often an issue. I can come over a bit more aggressive sometimes than I actually mean, or a bit harsher, and I'm actually having to learn. So I don't come over as soft. I actually am a big squinny, really, but you would never normally know that. So my persona is often different. So I'm having my wounding here is often, I feel like I'm on the end of something, and it's like, how did that happen? And not realizing I am maybe a bit responsible for it. So it's learning how, like, it's all, so, that will be me. Like, we can only control ourselves, can't we? We can only look at ourselves to make our life better, really. Easier said than done. We don't always do it, but that's for me where it is. It's, look, how can we all want to be happy, but we can only do it ourselves, really. No one else can do that for us. And I think it's about self-responsibility. For me, that is spiritualism anyway. The spirits aren't responsible for me being happy. I'm responsible.
Definitely. So we've got here Laura. What do you make of the new star signs? I'm not so happy at not being a Leo in the new dates.
Is that actually going to happen, though?
I don't agree with that. And when you read new personalities, they're just the old personalities anyway. So the new Leo is now like, it's all what the old sign was.
But hang on, this has been knocking around for a couple of years. I remember seeing it a few years ago, and nothing's happened. They're not changed. They won't change it.
It's the stars that have been studied, and it is what it is because of the study. And I don't think this new one. I'm not saying there won't be new planets occurring, but I think that the planets that occur will not shift everything else around. You can't be a Capricorn one day and then that's just a load.
I'm not having it.
Maybe there'll be an alternative. Maybe there'll be two lots of star charts, like how you've got the Chinese year of the dog, year of the rat, and everything like that, haven't they? You know what I mean? And then you've got this 12 months. Maybe that will just become a separate one if it does. But I read about this about 3-4 years ago.
This is the third time I've heard it.
When you read the Leo in the new one, it's a Capricorn. It's like, I can't remember what they all are, but when you read them, when they look at the dates, the personality attributes are what they would be as the original sign. So they're just changing it all. I just think it's...
So they're just adding one in. They've just added one in, so they've squashed the dates up.
Yeah, I think it's another fake book.
What's the new one called?
Something beginning with an O.
Can't remember.
I can't remember, but it begins with an O.
Yeah, I didn't pay much attention because I'd seen it before.
I did send, there is something on my page about a lady that's wrote a whole thing on it. That's basically said it is rubbish, an astrologist that said it is rubbish, and it said that every now and again the media just creates something, and I think at the minute the media are creating stuff to hide stuff anyway. So this might be another thing. But Jem, I sent that to you, didn't I? So what I didn't read it properly. What did it say?
It just said that, funny enough, whenever something does happen, so something goes into retrograde, then NASA like to think that it's something that's going to change the signs. That's it, Laura. I can't pronounce that.
Taurus.
Taurus. I don't know how to pronounce it.
He just said that that NASA like to do it when, funny enough, when something goes into retrograde or something happens with the planets, NASA pipe up and make up this brand new thing that's happening. So that's basically, it was a really well written article actually. So yeah.
I've had loads of people messaging me. This is the first time ever. Normally I know about it, but no one messages me. But I have had a few people messaging me saying, do you believe it? What's going on? I'm like, nah, I'm not going by it. I like being a Taurus. I'm staying a Taurus. I like my Capricorn ascendant. Love my moon in Aries. Otherwise, I'm like boring as hell without that. So I'm sticking. The
I'm
stubborn.
still Aries. I look
Yeah.
at Aries anyway. It starts on the 18th of April, so I'm Aries, whatever.
Oh,
Otherwise, I think I would be a Pisces. How would I be a Pisces?
yeah. I'm not
That's
an
what-
Aries.
No, and I've just got used to being an Aquarius, and then it was telling me that I was going to be a Capricorn. I'm like, no.
you're not.
You're not Capricorn. No.
You can be whatever you want to be, Jen.
I'll stick to Aquarius.
Bit of that, bit of this,
Yeah.
bit of that. Yeah, I like Queen Taurus. I'm not an Aries. Although I'm a workaholic, that's my Capricorn. I am
You're
quite
not an
lazy.
Aries.
And
No,
also, yeah, I'm not. I know I'm not. My only get up and go is from the moon, the Aries moon. There.
I like being Scorpio, dark and mysterious.
But you've only just found out that you're that, really, man. You thought you was Capricorn for a little while, didn't you?
I don't know what I am. I like being dark and mysterious. I'm not sure. I think mine might be one of the ones that would change actually, 10th of November. But it will just, if it's not supported, it'd die out anyway, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
They've tried it before. It don't make sense. It's got to make
You've
sense.
definitely got Scorpio eyes, Mandy. Definitely. You know. And like you, Jem, I thought you had Pisces eyes or water eyes, but it didn't turn out that way, did it?
No, it was Libra was the next one.
Or maybe it's Venus there. Maybe the Venus that's where you get your looks from.
I think you've got a Pisces. I'm going to have a look. I'm sure Gem's got a Pisces moon.
Oh, was it? I can't remember. I'm terrible.
Right, I'll have a look on my phone now. I'll have a little look.
We'll have to. It won't be long, and we'll be able to meet back up for our
Yes.
our astrology meetup group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was really getting into that. That's how I was learning it all. I was really getting into it.
We're coming into Leo season, Laura. Coming into Leo season. Okay, so do we have any other questions? Is there any other questions? Hi, Catherine. Do you fancy doing a few little readings then, girls?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jen, going to join in?
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
All right, then. What about you, man? You're going to use your Mystic Mandy?
If I feel anything, I'll say it, yeah.
You'll be announcing to everyone if you feel something.
You'll be able to tell from my face. My face says it all.
You're like, what is that? Okay, so I don't know. Can you guys see the comments or not?
Yes.
Someone says,
Yeah.
I'll say a proud lion then, yeah?
Yes, you can see those ones. Okay, so Pauline, then let's have a go, Jem. Pauline, who wants to read a little card for Pauline?
Well, as soon as you said her name, a card fell out.
Go on then.
Ooh. Coincidence.
Okay, so bear with me because I'm extremely new to all of this. So this one just fell out for you. I'm using the Spirit Oracle Animal Oracle cards. They're beautiful cards. I've been using them over on the Mystic River Lounge page and everyone's been loving them. So this one is the Squirrel Spirit and it's called Believe in Yourself. And it's all about unpredictability, can sometimes in life shake your confidence, especially in these times when we're not too sure what's really going on. And just like the squirrel stores his food, this spirit is telling you to store your wisdom, store your courage, dig deep, and that will push you through. Believe in yourself, and you can, whatever you put your mind to, you'll be able to do it.
And it's a squirrel, is it?
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
Weird.
Okay.
That's a coincidence too.
Yeah.
No such thing as a coincidence. How weird is that? And that jumped out.
It's all planned.
Then must be having his energy around us. Don't tell Dane, we'll freak out.
Yeah.
So, do you want to have a go with Shelley? Oh, Sheila? Oh, I can't
Yeah,
remember. I'm as blind as a bat. So last week, right, the cat got a mouse in the night. Over the weekend, the cat got a mouse. And I managed to get the cat out and save the mouse. And I thought I saved the mouse, put him in the front room, shut the door. And anyway, the next day I was like, I have no idea if the mouse is still in here or not. Well, yesterday I moved the settee away And I was like, that. My eyes are so bad. I was like, that's either the mouse in 2 parts or it's 2 lumps of fluff. And I couldn't deal with it, so I had to go and get my dad. And it was the mouse. But it could easily have been fluff. My eyes are that bad.
Weird. Right. Okay. We've got pink over green. I feel really much like it's a meeting of 2 hearts. I think this is like an engagement or a wedding, or definitely like a much more. It feels like I can see a cracker on his hat. I feel like there's a big something to celebrate. There's a gift definitely coming your way. If it's not you, it's someone close around you. Is looking for a new journey in life, but it definitely feels like they're on their way to their love. I feel like really happy. It feels really contented. It feels peace. And they're also, I'm getting finances. So people getting their finances together for this. So it feels like the finances are coming together and the practical side of things are starting to happen. The love's all there. It's just trying to get the practical side of things together for this to happen. So if it's not an engagement, it might be moving in together, and maybe somebody that's like they're living in separate homes, but 2 homes coming together. But it definitely feels like a union of a partnership, an engagement, a celebration of 2 people together. If it's not an engagement, it's 2 people moving in together of some kind. It's just like getting over that bridge. There's a little emotional bridge to get over. If it's not happening, I feel like it's going to be happening soon.
So you went a bit quiet there, Hay. So
if it's not already happening, this is happening soon. So I think if it's not happening, someone's just got to get over a bridge. There's a little hurdle, just a small one that they've got to get over, but there's really good things coming. And it's all about 2 hearts getting together.
Oh, wow. You just said, my friend just got engaged, so that's nice. So and so my feeling on that as well, would you say, Hayley, that there's something in that for Sheila as well, a union?
I'd say there's something for her. If it's her friend that's got engaged, I would say there's something really important for her that she's relating to. So whatever she's seeing for Sheila, I feel is coming to her. Even if it's not an engagement, but she's going to have that same contented feeling. So whatever she's looking at Sheila thinking that's brilliant or whatever, there's that same sort of feeling coming because it's her card. Although it's her friend that got engaged, it's her card. So whatever she's relating, she might be looking at Sheila thinking, I think that's coming. But for her, I think possibly where the connection might be, maybe whoever she's with, there's just a little hurdle that someone's happened to get over. And it's not a lot, it's just a little, they're not looking quite in the right direction, if Sheila understands that. Because actually I can see 2 women, so they just need to be looking in the right direction. Definitely.
Okay, we'll see what I've come back. Laura, I'll pick you for a card. Are you still doing the CBD oils? Is that what they're called, Laura? When we get back to group gatherings, we'll book you back for the shop. Okay, Laura, let's get a card for you. You've got life card 10 of Pentacles. Now the 10 of Pentacles is all about financial security in an abundance around finances, happy family times, family coming together, and where there could be some money coming in around you, either to do with family or it's not like a pay rise or promotion. This is money that's been built up over a period of time. But there could equally be a family ties coming. Happy family news. Tens are all about completion, Laura. So tens are about completion. So something is being completed around you, final stages, but it's, the family would come into that as well. A happy, harmonious card, celebrations and contentment. But because it's mainly connected around money, it would also be that there's a substantial amount of security coming your way. So fabulous card. Yes, you're still doing the CBD oil. Fantastic. We'll get you in for that then. Probably September there. Jem, do you want to do Amanda?
Yes. Hey, Amanda. Okay. For you, I've got the Eagle Spirit, and it says that Spirit has your back. So this is very much eagles soar high, and they can see everything that's going on, a lot like Spirit do. We automatically, when we're talking about Spirit, we tend to point up. Someone's got my back, someone's looking out for me up there. So this is telling you that you might be going through or might have a feeling that something's going on, and it's telling you to keep eagle-eyed, but just know that whatever is going on, you're going to soar above it, and you're going to have that eagle eye going out. Keep that eagle eye around you so you know what's going on around you, and you'll find the wisdom and courage to tackle whatever does come your way.
And don't forget, she works with the air traffic control. So,
oh my God, yes, she does. No way. Oh my God. It blows my mind.
What a coincidence.
Catherine, thank you for sharing. Hey, do you want to? Is it me? Is it my turn or your turn?
My turn. That's all right.
Yeah, lost it then.
Right. Okay. I feel like there's some deep stuff going on. There's some been real transformations going on. There's real changes. It's about, I feel, very much treading carefully. Just keep things balanced. Tread very carefully around anything to do with grief or changes going on. Just hold your balance. Everything will be fine. You've got the green there. It'll all be good. And there is peace. There's definitely peace for you. But you just need to just hold gently. Just look after yourself and everyone around you. Have patience. And the stars there. But I feel really here and now. There's big transformation going on here and now, and it's probably making you feel really quite vulnerable. But just go with it, and you'll be fine. But there's big changes going on. But just be really gentle with yourself, and the peace is there for you. Just try and keep the calm. You've got the purple over the green, and it is the star too. Kate, is
Nice. Do you have them in the shop, Hey?
Sorry?
Do you have them cards in the shop?
Don't take them to the salon.
Take them tomorrow. I'll come on over.
Okay, all right then. Okay, all right then, cool.
Catherine, I hope that makes sense there. And Laura just said, not another coincidence with the card that you got. And Amanda says, well done, thank you so much. Lucy says, hello ladies, I'm new to the page and hopefully be coming to the Mystic Lounge soon.
Yay!
All there. So
Lucy Steele. That's a character from Jane Austen book, that is.
We were talking about Jane Austen and your intellect the other day. Oh, I've thrown 2 cards, Lucy. They've jumped out and thrown onto the floor. So you have, the first card is all about inspiration and new ideas. So it feels like, and the other one is walking away. So it feels like you're going to have that excited inspiration, that new idea. It could be a new job, it could be a new creative moment, but definitely aces are all about new things. So there's something new that's coming in for you, and it's going to lead you to walking away from trouble and moving into calmer waters. So if you're fed up somewhere, if you're not happy in a situation, then you're going to be moving into calmer waters. But it won't happen until you've had that inspirational thought, that spark of idea, that spark of creative energy there. But I don't know if you're looking for family news as well, but there feels like there's some positive family news coming, Laura, as well. But whatever this idea is, whatever this idea coming up is, it feels like it comes out of the blue or comes quickly for you. It's like, I don't think you've got to hang around long, and then you'll be able to, no, on this one, it's weird because I'm all back to front, but you'll then be able to set sail and go into a new direction, leaving behind troubles, leaving behind your problems there, Lucy. Okay, so some change is coming up for you, but moving into calmer water. I would think within the next month there's this new energy coming in that's going to take you in the autumn months to movement there, Lucy. All right. Catherine says, yes, it does. Do a makeover at home, all rooms, is Haley. Also trying to stay calm with someone who is taking control of certain things.
I want to come back to Catherine. Just as I finished doing her cards as well, I started to feel almost like I was like feeling a bit faint and giddy. Try and drink lots of water. I feel like you might be a bit dehydrated, and just with this patient, you might need just to keep grounding. So if you're feeling a little bit otherworldly, just get your feet tramping on the ground to get yourself present. Maybe with this person you're trying to keep control of, maybe just try and keep yourself grounded. But I definitely started to feel, so yeah, just try and keep concentration as well, Catherine. Because it just as she finished, so just do that.
All right, Karen. Okay. All right, Lucy. When you get the Ace of wands, it's a spark of something. So it's not normally something you'd be aware of now. It'd be coming up soon as like a light bulb moment, something out of the blue. So it will come about there. Okay, guys, I think it's coming to 8 o'clock. So they're coming to the end, and no one else has come on different to say for a reading. So we'll be back in 2 weeks' time. Now, I definitely think in 2 weeks' time we'll be able to be together.
Definitely.
I think we will be able to.
And if we're going to do astrology, maybe if people, we might be like, I don't know what you think, Kate, if people wanted to maybe just think about what they've got and have their charts in front of them as well, then we can help them. They might be able to interact more, and we can sort of help them be a bit more specific about things. If they
definitely. So tell us what you want us to chat about next time. Tell us if you want I don't know, whatever you want.
It's going to be a hard 6 months, so astrology might be really important.
Yeah, I love astrology. I love it. Thanks, guys. Thank you all for watching. And we will see you again in 2 weeks' time. Now, next Thursday, I need to speak to Suzette. Next Thursday should have been our Mystic and the Medium. I'm getting my hair done. So I can't.
Priorities, right?
Yeah, unless she has another somebody to run the show instead of me, then it will wait there. Catherine, thank you. Yes, determined to stay grounded with this person, not allowing them to upset me again. And I'd love to learn more about astrology. Yeah, Amanda, I don't know what your working shifts are, but once again in the next week or two, I'd have thought when Hayley calms down a bit around work, we'll start setting up some astrology chats at the shop. It's brilliant, the weekly one that we did before.
Yeah,
I'd like to join that. No.
Yeah, it was really starting to take off.
We could have spent like all day talking about it, couldn't we? And like,
and then Dawn came in
to get back to work.
Dawn came in with a laptop with all this stuff on it. It was good. So we will
return,
yeah, we will start that back up again there. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Thank you for sharing, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time with another little show for you. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.